Hello, this is Rich, and how do you do? I'm in a mood, and I'd like to say welcome to my blog. Alright, so when I get in the mood, I don't stay in the same emotional tone very often, or very long. I want to talk about, how do you say, Lords of Karma, the Archons, Archangels, and Galactic Bullies. Yeah? Okay. What do they have in common? Same motherfuckers! That's what they have in common. Okay, I told you I'm in a mood. Okay, and this is, I think it's going to be a short video, and usually when I say it's going to be short, I absolutely fucking mean it's going to be a long-ass video. Okay? Or a fucking outtake. Okay, alright. I'm in a mood. Yeah, I want to run something by you, and I'd love your feedback. I would love your thoughts about this. New forum, right? We can just, like, write a fucking book in a reply, right? So, you know, tell your story under the video, this video. What your thoughts are on this. Recently, I've come across the concept that the Demiurge, in other words, the creator being who has created this universe, this physical universe, and he'd be he created the prototype of this universe, because you and I can create a universe like this. You close your freaking eyes, you go, let me see, imagine some stars out there. Ooh, yeah. And there's stars out there. It's that easy. It's not like, ooh, big giant image, ooh, Demiurge, ooh, created it. No. We all can do this. This particular being, the story goes, okay? It's all a fucking story. And this is the latest story I heard. Now, oh, I like that story. This is a good story. The Demiurge created the physical universe. Old story, too. Plato was puking this story out. Did you know that? Yeah, Plato was talking about this. Demiurge, the creator being who created the material world. And I go, where the fuck have I been? Plato's talking about this shit. And that's the first time I ever heard of a Demiurge. I never had a Demiurge before. I thought a Demiurge was a, you know, you want to go out and go crazy and Friday night or something. I didn't know what a Demiurge meant. Anyway. Okay. Demiurge. Powerful creator being, creator of the material world. Archon. This is what I believe. You know, and no, the reptilians are the Archons. No, the Greys are, no, the New World Order, the bankers are Archons. Well, what the fuck is an Archon, man? Hell, I just heard of the fucking word like 8 months ago. I've been really behind on all this shit. Okay, but now the latest I'm hearing is that the Archangels, all the, you know, the angelic hierarchy, which you can really learn a lot about if you read books like Urantia. Got it. I even had the DVD version. So you can, you know, massively hot link looking through the whole thing as you study your Ovatron or whatever it's called, all these universes, the mega universes. Anyway, what are you mumbling about, Rich? Just a bunch of shit, man. There's another book that has the angelic hierarchy kind of laid out really well, and it's the Book of Enoch. Oh, excuse me, The Keys of Enoch by J.J. Hertog. Another big fat-ass book. It's like, where do people come up with this shit? It's amazing, detailed stuff about the beyond physical, you know, comprehension, really. So these books, they have the angelic hierarchies laid out in them. You know, the angels and the archangels and all that. And we've all heard of Archangel Michael, and there's Gabriel and Metatron, and after that, it gets kind of fuzzy and gray for me, because I was never into that shit. Oh, and then we've got Ashtar and Ashtar Command, and Sananda. That's Jesus' new suit, right? Jesus in a new, that's Jesus, Sananda? Yeah. Okay. As I'm reading this stuff and hearing about it over the years, I'm going, whatever, because I didn't want to like jump in that fucking lake, right, and drown in that archangel shit, because it's too many religious overtones, and that's where whoa. So no, I'm not. It's not religious, but I do believe in Archangel Michael. How do you do that? Kind of. But that's me, And I know I'm going to be stepping on toes here because not everybody's hates religion like I do, and anything that has to do with it. Yeah, but the Bible says, hey, please don't get started on your Bible, okay? Anyway, see, this is one of those videos where I haven't actually done a, studied up. I just was in a mood and I wanted to share a little bit of stuff. So I'm going to make it short. Good luck. Yeah, okay. So that's my 6.5 minute intro. Here we go. This is my understanding of it, okay? There's a being, not unlike you or me, except he's not, or wasn't mind-fucked like we are now. Mind-fucked. Okay, we're mind-fucked. Extremely powerful beings, limited by our own beliefs, and I won't go into that, why we're limited like as far as we are. Although, it's a good question. Adam Outlaw asked that one. Well, how did we get in a place like this? We were so powerful. How did that happen? I'd like to talk about that, but right now. We call this powerful being that created this great being that created the physical material world, and that's all of the material universe. Okay? It sounds like a crazy ass story when you just sit down and say it like this. So this big powerful being, he created the entire universe, and he's the planet Earth, and the planet Earth's the prison planet. And there's a bigger, greater reality, you see, the real reality, like in the Matrix, man. In the Matrix, it's like, it's not real. Get out of the Matrix, that's the physical world. Yeah, get out of here, and then you're in the real world, and it's a little cooler. But, it might be mellow and cooler, as in, whoa, how neat, except you can get tripping into the physical material world. And, like, the material world, clever little trap, you see. A clever little trap. Kind of like Simon Cowell, clever trap. Never mind, inside joke. Google, never mind. You want to hear a joke? Yeah. Well, I was standing on a hill one day, just recently, and I was like pondering physics and shit, and you're playing frisbee down there, and this frisbee's coming at me. And I go, why is it that objects look bigger as they come toward you? And it hit me. Okay, that's the joke. It's a one-liner. I've been practicing. Are you guys done with this? Is this the perfect waste of your fucking day? And you want to write something nasty yet? Is that you? Is that you? I warned you. I'm in a mood. Okay. So yeah, Archons, Archangels, Galactic Bullies, Demiurge. Okay, so Demiurge, big guy. Okay, this being designed this universe, the physical universe, with polarity and duality. In other words, good, bad, right, wrong, judgment stuff. So you can get yourself into this universe and run into some shit. Okay, you can get some pain, you can get some ick and crap. Okay, other universes, other reality systems, they kind of look the same. There's pretty trees and grass and rolling hills and beautiful rivers and people going down the river in their boat and they wave, and nobody's going like that. It's a different universe. Everybody friendly. That's nice. It's cool. It's like, hey, this is okay. So the Demiurge came up with this great idea. What a game. What fun. Okay, polarity. So we can get a little contention, a little combativeness. So this entire universe is built upon this concept. So you're going to have good guys and bad guys. That would be the dog, one of the dogs. So so we've got the duality thing going. And that's okay. You know, we're great spirits. We can pop into this physical plane of existence, pick up a biological life form as our vehicle, and and have a lot of fun. And back in the old days, we could move in and out of the body at will. It's a no-brainer. In the body, and when you move out of the body, you can move out of the body two different ways. One, you're out of the body and still within the physical universe construct, and you just like you float around as like a nothing. And you can also leave the physical body and leave the physical universe. So you shift like it's an out-of-body experience, and you're in a different plane of existence, different density. And when you flip into a different density, it's like you're out of the matrix. Bing! And you're in another reality system. What most people don't realize is that there are many different reality systems, densities. It's like as many as stars in the sky. There are reality systems, parallel planes, alternate realities. It's just fucking incomprehensible, really. But we've got this kind of like main go-to place when we shift from here. There's a few that, we got the etheric plane and the lower astral and the middle astral, mental, causal, all this metaphysical New Age label crap for these densities. What I recently realized is you got to watch out for even the most common knowledge, metaphysical information about, these levels and densities. Yes, they are there. What are they? I don't know. I've been told what they are. I've told how they were laid out. I don't know. Okay? And most other people, we read what we read, and we learn, and because everybody that seems to be a reliable source, and they seem good and wholesome, and they mean well, they're sharing their understanding of the story or the truth of the nature of reality and the nature of the other various planes of existence. And so you can get book after book after book about the metaphysical planes. Okay. It doesn't mean just because they believe it that it's true. Same with me. Just because I believe it doesn't mean it's true. And just because I share what I believe to be true, it doesn't make it so. All right? Likewise, with all these teachings we've heard over the millennia, or maybe over the last 50 years, 40, 30, 20, however old you are. Okay. These teachings, just because everybody's teaching them, and they seem to be honest, or they are meaning well, and sharing their version of the truth, it doesn't make it so. Okay. So, kind of what you have to do is take it on faith, whatever you like, the best story, I like that story. That, you got an inner knowing, and it clicks, and you fucking know. Yeah, that's always good. Go with that. And also, if you ever start getting out of body, consciously shifting out of the physical world, and start seeing for yourself what's out there, that's the best way to go. Yeah, that's, for me, that's what I believe. It's first-hand experience. Now, but it's kind of like one guy dropping in a parachute blindfolded into Disney World. And this is his first experience with planet Earth. And he's in one little place. You know, he's in, he lands near the ride. It's a small world, and he's in the fantasy land, and it's like, these earthlings are like frivolous motherfuckers. Look at this shit. It looks like everybody's having a lot of fun. They eat a lot of junk food. But it's cool. And then he's out of here. If you go out of body into a realm, and whoa, and then you leave that realm, that does not tell you the whole story of what it is like beyond the physical plane of existence, you see. But it's a start. So take what you get and go, it's a little bit like this. There's probably more to it. Okay? So I've had quite a few out-of-body experiences, so I got more to play on. First-hand experience. Okay. So from there, I went to, I started reading Robert Monroe's stuff. I've been interested in getting out of body since I was like 19 years old, 18, 17, 16, 15, like that. Teens. Finally started getting out way later, but I read Robert Monroe's stuff first as my best first shot at the whole subject. And his experiences, he shares experience after experience after experience. So you're hearing from a guy without an agenda, not a religious agenda or a philosophical agenda, but you're hearing his and reading his reports on what it's like in these other planes of existence. So I started reading that, and I go, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. And I obviously, or apparently, had my own history before I got mind wiped and brought here, or came here, to rely on that, like, triggered deep memories or something like that. So anyway, Robert Monroe stuff, like, ooh, yeah, I like that. And then I started having my own out-of-body experiences, and they were very, similar. A lot of them were very similar. I discovered the same kinds of things that Robert Monroe did, the nature of those places and things like that. And then I read other books, T. Lobsang Rampa, Hermit in the Cave, stuff like that. The Third Eye, these are his books. And I just read a whole ton of books. I have a bookshelf full of books about astral travel and getting out of body and stuff. Okay. So I started relying on, for a story on how is it beyond the matrix, beyond the physical reality, I started putting my confidence in other people who have traveled out of body, saw for themselves, and come back and share their stories. That's the ones I was going with the most. And that's been working for me. Okay? So, that said, you're not seeing a lot of fucking angels out there, okay? Some people will, but some people won't. Angels, archangels, I never met Jesus over there, and Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Metatron. I wouldn't know what they, if I saw them and they said, I wouldn't know them if they blessed me. Who the fuck are you blessing me? Why am I not blessing you? What, are you some better being than I am? I don't know. It's okay. Moving right along, back to the topic. Demigod, Demiurge, Archons, Archangels, and Galactic Bullies. Okay, so the Demiurge has this being, creates this world, universe, and he creates duality, and he invites others to play in his creation. So a demiurge, he has it's like a dream, literally a dream. He dreams up a 3D holographic, wonderful dream with thought, and it's his dream. I mean, he's got his planets and his stars and his everything, and other beings tune in, like telepathically. We just tune in and we share realities, or we co-create his dream state, and we start calling it real or reality because we can touch it and feel it, and it satisfies our definitions of the word real. So it becomes reality, the real deal. Okay? So, you can come into this physical universe and play around for millions and millions and millions and millions and billions of years, and then leave. And you're out of the physical universe, and there's this higher density. You could call it fourth density reality or fifth density reality. These are, like, I would say, super highways. The everybody travels through these planes kind of thing. They're like standard go-to realms, as it were. So you can call it the greater reality, but there are different densities of this. But don't forget, there are gazillions of others, alternate realities and densities too, different dimensions. We've seen TV shows over the years with these different portals, time travel movies, and they go into all these different alternate realities. Every time you change something, one little thing, butterfly effect, a million years later, everybody's a fucking reptile instead of a human, because the evolution changed because of this one little butterfly. So yeah, all these versions of reality, I do get that they do exist. Okay? So, after we come into this realm and we play around and we play war and we play combat, or we play, a billion people come over here and they don't get on this planet, and they evolve, and it's all spiritual and light and wonderful and loving and everything. Somewhere in this sector of the universe, or this part of the galaxy, and way over here on the other side of the galaxy, evolution and beings start inhabiting the bodies, and the predominant theme is control and domination, aggression. And that's the way it was designed. This universe, polarity. Advanced loving civilization, advanced evil fuck bunch. Okay? Designed on purpose by the master architect of it, called the Demiurge, or the creator being of the material world. So he invites a lot of loving light beings that are into love. That's their inclination, is to love and life and growth and awakening and expansion and stuff like that for self and others. Okay, so a lot of those kinds of beings come flying into this universe because it seems like a wonderful playground. And then you get a lot of these, what we would call evil fucks. Maybe you don't use that word very much. I do all the time. So yeah, here come the evil dudes. They're busy over on this side of the fucking galaxy. Well, you give it 1,000,000 years or 1,000,000,000 years, whatever the fuck you want to do with time, doesn't matter. These civilizations evolve, sooner or later, kaboom. These guys are going to be, you're just looking for planets to dominate and control. These dark beings, they don't have bodies, so you can't identify them as a body type. So, for fun of it, we're calling these Archons. This is the Archontic force. It's kind of a dark, control and domination, limiting others' free will kind of place, and kind of being, or beingness. And this is basically what the Demiurge is. I threw my coffee coaster at my dog. Does that make me an Archon? Hey, quiet! Talk in here! Alright, where were we? Oh yeah. Okay, so this Archontic, just for a word, just a term to use, it's the beingness that is into this control and domination and manipulation and lie and deceit, whatever, to get its own way. And it enjoys experience with what it gets off on is it it may not be easy for normal people, good people, or wholesome, loving people to understand, but it's this galactic bully, this Archon, this Demiurge. Is getting off on seeing others in pain and misery and fear, intimidated, and gets off on making them do things and controlling everything. Okay? That's what he gets off on, just like a bully in high school or a bully at work. It's the same mindset. A bully pushes the others around because he likes to. So if you want to understand the Demiurge and well, why would they create this? Just look at a real stereotypical bully and ask, what's the psychological makeup of this motherfucker? What's up? And you see movie after movie after movie, and you see it in real life too. What is it about bullies? What are they like? What are they getting? They just fucking like to do it. Okay? The emotional energy of their victim is experienced by the bully. And the victim might be in pain, might be afraid, intimidated, walk down the hall and see the bully and his gang, his fucking gang. They always have a fucking gang, or at least another one, at least one, two, three, more, better gang. And the innocent little one here, this energy is spiritual life energy of a powerful being emitting or radiating an energy, just like light or heat, but it's emotional energy. And these guys get off on the fear and the pain that they say this little one or this one going through. So that's how it is. And if you need to look at it a different way, look at it like this. Shut up. I know, it's bad. Okay, no, look at it like this. Shut up. I said I was in the mood. Okay, I know you know I'm in the mood. Okay, all right, so. Be good. Be good. Okay, so, if you need to look at it a different way, look at it like this. Ready? Okay. Imagine loving person or a kind and decent person. We walk by an individual, the exact opposite of a bully, just a very loving, wonderful person. And you just walk by them in the hall or, at the store or something, and they look at you and they smile and they literally radiate love. And radiates love, and you're the effect of it. And you go, oh. And the energy that you radiate back, the loving being gets off on. They like that. Okay? See? So this being causes this being to feel a certain way. And this being likes it. It's like, I'll walk up to a puppy. yeah, sure. And I'll pet him. What do you mean pet him? You just threw some shit at that dog. You know what I mean. You ruined my whole story, man. Yeah, the babe. So, so anyway, why do these Archons do this and their minions? It's because they enjoy the energetic, emotional experience that they get from the energetic, emotional experience that they cause in another individual, or in 1 billion other individuals, or 6 billion individuals. They love that stuff. Just like you and I would love to see happiness and laughter, and children playing, and just people having a good time, we like that. Okay? So sometimes we will do things to cause other people joy because we enjoy the radiation of the energy that is emitted from the other being back to us. So we're motivated by how we feel. It's our feeling, our love from our heart energy sort of thing, right? So we do what we can to have that occur in our lives, okay? And these are the polarities. There's a lot of gray area in between, or a lot of steps and stages on the good. You know, you have it wake up on a bad day and you're kind of grumpy, so it's not quite fitting your, this model here. But these are the two extremes, the polarities, and which causes the duality. So the Demiurge, the being who created this place, this is what I was told, and I go, really? Okay, let's try this theory on for size, see if I like it, see if it fits, see if it enlightens me and brings more understanding and helps me put other pieces of this puzzle into place so that I can put the puzzle together so I understand it as a labyrinth and a trap so that I can get out of it, okay, and understand it and not get caught in it again. So that's why I'm looking at this. So okay, so this Demiurge being, he has to create the light and the dark. He needs the polarity, the duality in the physical universe to entrap and ensnare beings. If it was all ick and there was no wonderful, loving wonderfulness in this universe, most of us wouldn't even bother. Like, who wants to go to hell? That's fucked up. He's like, I don't like your dude. But no, he's got beautiful planets and loving beings, and everybody's coming in and playing. And at first it wasn't such a serious thing, but it sort of snowballed out of proportion as more and more beings came into the physical universe, populated the planets and the stars and systems, and grew into these vast federations of planets and billions and trillions of beings. And you got the good beings and the wholesome, loving planets and the evil, dark places. And then, war ensues. As they engage, because they are of a polarity, these light beings will try to influence these guys to come into the light. And these dark beings will, of course, try to consume, control, and dominate the light beings, or the loving civilizations. So, on this planet, we get... It gets a little tricky because this is multidimensional. This is played on two levels. The Archons that love to entrap and ensnare literally are playing the ones, the true controllers, are the ones in the power positions calling the shots and orchestrating the entire thing. They are working outside of physical reality. Okay? Outside of the matrix. And so they have the advantage there. Okay? So, used to be, long ago, before we got mind fucked too many times, and mind wiped and into the reincarnational cycle, the way it worked was we could incarnate. Okay, now I'm fishing here. I'm like, okay, I need a fucking theory to make this work. Is Rich just making shit up as he goes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes it sounds pretty good. Sometimes not so much. Okay, so Used to be, before the Archons had control of planet Earth, beings could incarnate on planet Earth from a higher plane of existence, like fourth density or fifth density reality. It's just a world, a universe, but for something different. You know, it's just all beautiful and sweet and wonderful there in these higher planes. But how long can you do that before you look for a little something different, right? So, physical universe, a little something different. It has polarity in it, it has duality in it. But used to be, long ago, you could incarnate on Earth into a physical body at will. Just pop in, hey, I'm going to be born as a, yay, and you can play. And the body's lived a long time, 400 or 500 years, 900 years, 1,000 years, something like that. Our physical bodies did. And also, you could leave it when you wanted to. The DNA was in better shape. The pineal gland, which helps us with our, it's like a portal into the other worlds. We can see beyond the physical plane, third eye chakra and all that stuff. And we could also get out of body, consciousness shift out of the physical world and experience the other planes and then back into the physical body. So we were all like mystics. We all had these powers to be multidimensional in consciousness and experience. So that was okay. So we could pop into the physical world. If it got too crazy and wild, we could just leave. If your body's going to get beat up and tortured and really bad, because it is duality on the planet Earth, or it's going to get eaten up by a big giant saber-toothed tiger for lunch, you can leave your body really quick. No biggie. No mind wipe, no problem. And then if you want to get reborn, you just get reborn. No problem. No mind wipe, you get reborn, you have your memory intact, okay? And it's all good. This is before the Archons discovered Earth and decided Earth would make a great place to play the new game in town was to ensnare beings that are normally multidimensional in consciousness and awareness, us, and make it so that if we try to get off the planet and out of the physical universe by dying, they would come up with a way to get us to come back on the planet. Reincarnate. And not just reincarnate with a lot of awareness, no, reincarnate with a mind wipe. But you have to be very clever and tricky to get a being like you and I that's very powerful, move in and out of bodies, and just like, normally we should be able to drop dead, leave the physical universe, leave Earth, and go incarnate, if we want to still play in the physical universe, go to any other planet, any other galaxy. We are fast. If there's anything we are, it's fucking fast. We're speedy. Like thought fast. Faster than fucking light. Bing. New place. Because in fact we consciousness shift. We don't move. We can, but we don't have to move through space to another planet or another galaxy. We just think it, and we teleport. Kind of like that. So that's how it used to be for us. We used to be able to leave the physical body when it dies, or even if it's not dead, and go anywhere we want. We're free beings. We're sovereign beings. Okay? And we could reincarnate into the physical world, into the physical universe, and play all these fun games, war or sports or activities of all kinds, arts and music and science and education and agriculture and beauty and just all kinds of things we can get involved in the physical plane of existence. But because it is duality, there's always the potential of the dark forces, the light and dark force, the dark forces sniffing you out and coming and attacking your civilization or your planet of nothing but light beings and loving beings, right? So, but that's okay because you're real powerful. Shoot me, fuck it, I don't care. Dead. And you can leave the physical body, leave the physical plane, and choose not even to come back and play in the physical universe anymore. You say, okay, I had enough of that crazy shit. I'm done. I'm out of here. That's fucked up. We had a beautiful planet, a beautiful civilization. It took us thousands of years to get it. And I had so many people, my best friends, love, and then these motherfuckers in their reptilian fucking bodysuits, boom, 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 came over and just trashed every fucking thing. That's just not fair. That's not right. Yeah, right, wrong. Fair, unfair. Just, unjust. Duality. So yeah, fuck it. Wash your hands of it. And you leave the physical plane, you never come back. And there's plenty to do in the other realms. Yeah, you can even play spaceship and war in fourth density reality. Yeah, there's no pain. Not the densities that I go to. Some people said, no, I felt pain, man. When I went out about it, I felt pain. Whatever, man. Very unusual. Highly, very, 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 very rare. Okay. Most people, you're not going to feel pain. I've done experiments. I'll stick my finger through my hand, I'll cut my finger, I'll watch it bleed, and then I'll intend it to stop bleeding. It stops bleeding. No pain. You feel the slice, but you don't feel the pain. I went flying through a water tank, a steel water tank, out in the field, in a cow pasture. It was a silvery steel thing. I go, hey, I wonder if I could just fly through that. And I went, whoosh, bam! And I went through it, but I felt the impact. But it didn't hurt. You feel the impact, but not the pain. It's interesting. So yeah, you can play all these games. You can chase cows in the pasture all fucking day long and smell the roses in a better plane of existence than this. Okay, so this is kind of a interesting diversion from true living. Okay, kind of like that. This is kind of like, hey, that's fun here. But us, because we're immortal and live forever, and actually, if we shift to yet a higher level, we're above time. We can pop into anywhere on this time tracks of these reality systems. But then we're talking about another level of existence, and that's not for this little short video that I'm doing here. Okay, all right. So, so beings could leave this archontic demiurge experience. Okay. Now, to be clear, a demiurge creator being created this world, this universe. This is the story, and I'm buying it for now. But to be clear, there are other demiurges that are not bad. They're not corrupt. Okay? Any being that is interested can create a universe just like the physical universe. I say any being. It depends on where you're at in the moment with your levels of ability and consciousness and belief systems. Are they limiting or what? Empowering? But there's lots of demiurges. So demiurges aren't good or bad. Okay? There are lots of demiurges that have created other universes. Okay? There's just this particular demiurge, creator being, that created this particular physical universe, reality, matrix system. And this particular demiurge we're calling Archon, just for a convenience for a word. Now, it so happens that as this Archon, corrupt in that the intent is to ensnare and entrap other beings, break the free will rule of existence for all beings and all consciousness. See? So that is my understanding of why this particular demiurge is corrupt. He gets other powerful beings to play in his playground. But now he's got a way. If we try to leave his playground, used to be we could easily leave the physical universe playground, matrix. We could leave, come back, leave, at will, free will. Okay. The fucking bully was getting off on the idea of entrapping us so we couldn't leave this world. So, how's he going to do that? All right. He can't force us, because we're very powerful ourselves. This being, I say he for convenience, that's not male or female. This being, he can't force us to reincarnate into his playground, into his matrix. The reason being, he wants us to, because he can control, dominate, cause us pain, be the bully, and cause war and famine and death and pain and fear and horror and every icky, torture, fucking ugly fucking thing you can fucking imagine. This being is into that. This is evil, fucking evil, man. Evil, evil shit. It's hard to imagine how evil this fuck is. Seriously. But he can snap out of it, and he can also create the light side, and this is where the angels come in, the archangels. That's Archon angels. These are the angelic hierarchy, these different levels of wonderful beings and ascended masters and all this. But that's part of the master plan to ensnare powerful beings like us, or convince powerful beings like us to reincarnate back into the physical world after we've dropped dead that one last time, said, I've had enough of this shit, I'm not coming back. This density, this physical reality, it sucks. Life sucks on planet Earth. No lie. No. Really. So, hey, I'm out of here, I'm not coming back. This motherfucker has a very clever way of getting us back into the physical plane. Okay? And it goes like this in my little short video, 46 minutes. You have to do it with belief systems, limiting beliefs. You got to get the beings on the planet to believe certain things that will make them want to come back again. So all you have to do is be a master psychologist and very clever about it, and you can do this mind control manipulation thing. Oh, look, my voice is changing. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, how do they get us to reincarnate? Because they can't make us reincarnate. Well, so it all comes down to hypnosis. It's what we call it today. We're being hypnotized. And because I did get certified as a hypnotherapist, I do understand how it works. And it's a long story, but basically they will implant ideas, thoughts, and suggestions into the subconscious mind that get triggered, and we respond and act upon those suggestions, those thoughts, those ideas, and they modify our behavior. Okay, but we can't really figure it out because it's subconscious, subliminal, below the threshold of consciousness, subliminal. Okay. So we are programmed and conditioned, very powerful beings that we are. We are programmed and conditioned into believing we have less and less ability and power, and we are programmed and conditioned. How we are programmed and conditioned, I might talk about in a minute if I remember. But we're programmed and conditioned to feel wrong, bad, and guilty about ourselves. And, the best way to weaken a being is to get the being to think self is wrong or bad. You're wrong, you're bad. You've committed sins. Sorry. And beings, good wholesome beings, have an innate desire to do those things that will cause enlightenment and expansion, more knowledge and knowing, and more joy and love. It's just It's our nature, and it's natural. So, when we get into the physical universe aspect of it and the duality, that becomes, we call that being right, or doing the right thing. But that, when you call it being right, it sets up one terminal of a two-terminal or duality polarity universe. So if you got right, you've got wrong. So there's different ways to look at it. So they get us looking at things in a right, wrong, duality, polarity kind of way. And dog's getting a little distracted. She didn't really realize it was going to be a long conversation. Me neither. But moving right along, and then we'll wrap it up. Over thousands, perhaps millions of years, as we incarnate into this physical world on planet Earth. Now, I'm not speaking for these other planets right now, but here on planet Earth, what we've got is programming, conditioning, mental programming, to get us to start believing limiting beliefs about life, about ourselves, about being human relative to being spirit. We get limiting beliefs about the world beyond the physical. Now, we're being limited in many different ways by the Archons and the Archontic forces and the Archons and the minions. Oh, did I mention the Archon's favorite? Yeah, I did. Favorite bodysuit, as far as I understand, is the reptilian. Okay. Now, the reptilians, as Archon or Archontic beings, they are of the same mindset, the same ilk as the Demiurge. It's actually the Demiurge's own consciousness being fractalized or splintered off as individual beings of great brilliance, very smart, at this level of the fractalization of consciousness. And these become the leadership of the dark beings, whether they're in reptilian bodies or human bodies or no bodies at all. So, anyway, these beings, the plan is to get the rest of us incarnated into a human body on planet Earth, and this dog's really bugging me. Let me let the dog out. Oh, man. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to my blog. Yeah, about that. All right. So, so their plan is to get us here, keep us here. And they've got to do it with different kinds of programming and mind control. And one of the major ones they've got going is the mind wipe, the amnesia. So what they do is, when we die, nowadays, instead of us being able to just like, leave here, we've got a mind wipe going. Leave here, and as we get further and further away from the planet, our limiting beliefs start falling away. Our own inner light starts shining bright, and we're like, oh, what a deal! Ooh, glad. And your memory will probably start coming back, and you're free at this place. That would be the way it's supposed to be and used to be long, long ago. And then you can leave the physical universe. Well, you're already out of the physical universe as soon as you drop your body. But in the etheric or the real-time double or the astral or whatever, you've got basically an exact copy of the physical universe, but it's a different reality, different density. You fly around, and if you want to go onto another planet, you find the other planet in this other fourth density reality, and you go, oh yeah, that. And then you can reincarnate into third density on that planet. Okay? Free as a bird, and you can come and go, right? What they've done on this planet, the Archons, is they made it so you can't leave. The energy field around the planet you can't get out. Now, I've heard that this energy field around the planet keeps beings from escaping has been lifted. I know that I have not been the effect of it. When I go out of body, I can get way beyond the Earth realm here. But they had this energy field around the Earth, so when people drop dead, they bump into that. But they also instilled religion and belief systems about the afterlife into humanity through one religion or another. Mostly religion, sometimes education, and esoteric schools of thought and stuff like this, but religious. And so this is where the Archangels and the angelic hierarchy come in. It's part of the master plan to keep us recycling and reincarnating. So, as everybody knows, well, not everybody, but a general story is that if you're bad, you go to hell, or if you're bad, you have to come back because you've got karmic debt. Karma, basically, the concept of cause and effect. What you do, you're the effect of. So you can have good karma and bad karma. So these guys like to call themselves the lords of karma. In other words, the overseers. Once we die, we go into the afterlife area where we are going to be processed. Okay? Yeah. One more little mini break here. There. Dog's gone. Doggone. Oh, doggone. Yeah. Okay. So, the plan, this is all mind control, manipulation, master psychology shit used with religion. So, they create these beings, and they're real beings, they're really angels, they're angelic, and they've got their wings or whatever the fuck you see them as. And it's part of an incredibly complex master plan of the Demiurge, who wants to entrap us, you see. So, through religion, we start feeling, we get into the right, wrong, good, bad of it all, and what a sin is and what a sin isn't. And then we get into our afterlife experience. They grab us up. Should I go into the details about how they do this or not? We've got our own light going, but they flash a light show at us. You know, look like a light tunnel going through the tunnel of light, and or there's a light at the end of the tunnel, or there's just a light go that way. And we've gotten subliminally, and year after year, or lifetime after lifetime, if you reincarnated a lot here, you get a lot of this: go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. Always go to the light. You know, don't go to the darkness. Ooh, go to the light. Well, it's a fucking implant station. It's an implant setup. In other words, they're going to implant suggestions. They're going to implant mental imagery into your consciousness. They're going to do a mind fuck on you. Okay? So don't go to the light. Well, what can I do if I don't go to the light, Rich? Well, just like if you woke up this morning and you're kind of dazed, in other words, you just dropped dead. You wake up and you're kind of in a, whoa. Oops. Am I dead? I think I'm dead. People, most of the time, I think, know that their body died. Sometimes not, but most of the time. Oh, shit. And as you gather your thoughts and look around, and you see this light there. You go, oh, the light. Did you hear the story? You got it in your head at that moment. You go, you know, I heard somebody say, don't go to that light. And then you get to choose. If you've never heard about don't go to the light, it's quite possible that you go, just go off to the fucking light like a fucking moth. Yeah. People have asked me recently, well, how do you not reincarnate? Well, I'd start with don't go to the light. Okay. It's like, well, what do I do then? Well, literally, there's the light that way. Go, ooh, wait. Instead of just go to the light, you're a free being, man. You spent your time on planet Earth. You busted out of the jail cell. You're not out of the prison yard yet, but you busted out of the jail cell. Don't go to the fucking light. Look for the fucking fence, man. Jump the fence. No. Just look around and see where else you can go, and just go exploring. Or, and it goes different ways for different people because of their belief systems and things. Another thing you can do is just go, whoa, not going anywhere. I don't want anybody around me. Stay away. And you are very likely to get some spirit guides, loving beings. And you have to ask yourself, are these my real spirit guides and loving beings that have my best interest in mind? And they too are not mind-fucked? You got to ask yourself that. I mean, I do. Because just because they're loving beings, one, it doesn't mean they're truly loving beings. They could be part of the setup to get you to reincarnate. Or they're loving beings and they're mind-fucked too. They don't know the real truth of the matter. Just because they're on the other side, they're not in a physical form, it doesn't mean they know the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help them. Archon. So, be discerning when that happens. What you can do, I heard this and I go, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. You can just, if you see the light, just turn around, look the other way, and intend to go home for a visit. Pickle, I intend to go to my spiritual home now. That might work. How the hell would I don't remember trying it. I got mind wiped too, So there's that. But the point is, these archons are trying to get us to reincarnate, and so what they're going to do is, when we drop dead, they're going to fetch us, they're going to catch us, they're going to grab our attention somewhere or other, and if they can, you go to the light. The next thing you're going to end up doing is your own bright, loving light is going to be reflected back at you by these angels or angelic beings, or these good and loving ascended master types, and they're all going to be sitting there in their pretty robes and their big smiles, and there's all this loving light and glow coming back at you. Now, what I heard from Cameron Day, I'm going for it now. I might change in a couple of weeks, but right now I'm going with it. These beings are reflecting your own loving light back at you. That's why it feels like real and loving, and that's why you're convinced that it's real and loving. But what they're saying is that the loving light is coming from God, someplace else, Jehovah, the Demiurge being that created this material world. That dark dude. Okay? And so you get your loving light back, and so you're convinced that these are loving beings, and so you're going along with them. And they're going to say, well, we're going to do a life review, and you're going to look at your life, and then you get to decide, you get to decide whether or not to go back or not. So you get this life review, and it's kind of, it's stacked, it's loaded. You get all your crap, all the disappointments and the failures and the pain and the things that you feel rotten or bad about. And you go, oh yeah, this was bad. And then they tell you, well, if that doesn't do it for them, if they can't convince you to want to go back and fix it with that life review, they'll flash some past life icky, terrible stuff that you supposedly have done. And you go, and by now you're trusting them, right? And you go, oh yeah, ooh, I was really bad. Was that me? Did I do that? Oh yeah, it seems like you, you know. The way they put the thoughts and ideas into your head, in the mental imagery, and it's 3D holographic. It's like, ooh, bad shit. And you go, oh yeah, I was bad. And they say, well, you have a chance for redemption if you want it. Really? What do I gotta do? Just go back one more time. Really? Of course, they did the same number on you last time. This exact same number, and they say just go back one more time. But you don't remember it, because after they tell you, you just got to go back one more time. You have to. And I heard this too, and I go, that does make sense. You make agreements. You contract with these lords of karma. You make a contract agreement of certain things before you incarnate. And then you're bound by these agreements. You've been manipulated into making these agreements because you've been manipulated into thinking a bullshit story. Okay. But they're all along the way, they're getting your agreement, see, and that's what has to happen. So they get your agreement sort of in writing, but on a spiritual level. It's like, ooh. And then they send you back, you're reborn with a mind wipe. So you're blank. And they'll do it again, and they'll do it again, they'll do it again, they'll do it. Because this is how the powerful beings that are dark entrap and ensnare us and keep us from getting out of this reincarnational loop, getting out of this matrix called the physical universe, and getting free. They have to mess with our heads. They have to mess with our belief systems. So once they have us back in the physical world, they start doing more programming. And in this day and age, with television and everything, and music and all this, they can do even more and more programming to really get us believing and thinking the way they want us to, that will allow them to even further control and manipulate us in spirit. Not just in the physical plane, but when we try to leave, back. These agreements that they have us make, they're called soul contracts. So get the idea that you've been mind fucked and you think you were a really bad being and you're not very evolved, and you are, but you're blank. You don't remember a lot, but you do remember those icky moments in your past life. I mean, in your life that you just lived, because they're shoving it in your face, and you go, oh yeah, I was bad. Oh yeah. So they get you wanting to come back. They're real clever. They go, well, you can't just go back. You know, we're going to have to make some agreements here before you can go back. Really, what do I got to agree to? Well, you got to agree to a mind wipe. Huh? Why? Well, because you know, you want to start fresh and, like, you know, just what the fuck? Why? Get the fuck no. If you say no, well, you don't get to come back and get redemption, you see. And they've already got you mind fucked into thinking you got to go back. It's going to be really bad if you don't go back and fix it. Okay. So you go, oh, okay. And then what else? Agreements to have bad relationships, agreements to have issues with money or power or work, or, you know, all the, you know, health, all the key ones. We're all signing these contracts to have problems or issues with these. And what I've heard is that these contracts are like, they're vast. There's just all kinds of shit in there. And we agree to all this crazy limiting stuff, and we're bound by our agreement. It's our own psychological makeup and our spiritual makeup that causes us to be bound by our agreements. Okay? So, then we're mind wiped. It's all blank. We don't even know we made these agreements, but we made them, and they're in the subconscious, and they are going to affect the rest of our lives in the physical world. And we live our lives by our agreements. Okay? So, fortunately, there is a way to revoke these contracts, these agreements, There's more than one way to do it, and this is probably not the exact right time to go into that because we're already into an hour and 10 minutes in my little short video. So, anyway, all this is fixable, okay? We can get out of the soul contracts because they were illegally, spiritual, from a spiritual perspective, bogus, under duress, through deception and lies that these agreements were made, and so we can get out of those. There's some processes and techniques. Just Google it, soul contract revocation, and you'll find some stuff. Check out Cameron Day, ascensionhelp.com, and Andrew Bartzis, Galactic historian, has some methods for it, and I'm sure there's others. I think there's others. I haven't found any others yet. But so there's that. And getting out of the reincarnational trap has to do with literally keep it in mind now in this life. Don't go to the light. Keep in mind this soul review, this life review thing that they do, and refuse to do it. No, not doing it. No more. Okay? Stuff like that. And there's many other things we can talk about relative to this sort of fix, but it's totally fixable. But all you have to do is awaken to what's going on. You don't have to believe everything I say. You don't have to believe any of it. But look around and start sorting out your story of what's going on and see what makes the most sense to you. Keeping in mind your spiritual freedom. Not just your physical world experience, but once you leave here, once you drop dead, what are your options? What's going on out there? Very important to know what's going on beyond the physical world, because in spirit we are being played multidimensionally. We are being played on the physical level with mind control and programming and propaganda, lies and deceit about the true nature of our being, our planet, and the world beyond, the galaxy, and the other planes of existence. We're being played on so many different levels for so long to keep us down and stupid. Okay? And it has to be played on that many levels because we're so incredibly powerful and bright, and we can snap out of this in a fucking heartbeat. And we can kick the shit out of those archontic motherfuckers with our great power of imagination that they apparently don't have. Okay? We are incredibly powerful. They don't like it. They don't want to give us not even a little chance of breaking free, because we can break free so quickly and so freely. So that's my story. So for a wrap up, we've got the Demiurge, the angelic hierarchy, Archons, and Galactic Bullies. The Demiurge is the ultimate galactic bully. The Archons are what we call all those that are of this Demiurge's corrupt concept of life in the physical world. All those dark beings are the Archons. And the angelic hierarchy is just one side, the light, creating light in the dark for duality. The angelic hierarchy is the Demiurge's good cop, bad cop shit. This is the good guys, and that's all they are. They are not really looking out for our best interest. They are part of an incredibly clever setup to keep us coming back into duality, coming back into this universe, coming back into this matrix over and over and over again. There are true loving beings, oh yeah, and wonderful universes and dimensions and planes of existence that we can literally drop dead from here and move into, or through out-of-body experiences from here, go into. But that's a whole big story about how and all, because this whole thing about getting us caught up in this matrix is complex and clever. But all we have to do is wake up to what is going on, and or have in mind that, okay, if this is the way Rich says it is, and it may not be. I think it kind of will be. I wouldn't be telling you this shit. But if it's not, well, that's okay. No harm, no foul there. It's like, oh, it wasn't exactly what Rich said, but what if it is? You go, well, that Rich or Cameron Day or Barsis or any of these teachers or different presenters of information, they go, oh, look, that's that thing I read about on the net when I was in my physical body. Okay, I'm not going. I'm not doing that one. I'm not going there. I'll never try this other thing. See, you will have your mental facility and your ability to discern and make choices. You have more options. Okay, freedom. Okay, all right. Spiritual freedom, awakening. That's what it's about. Truth, justice. Wait, that's as far as I go. Okay, all right. No, not even justice. Justice is with unjust. It's polarity. In order to have justice, you have to judge. Judge is judgmental. Judgmental is not accepting. And you can enter into duality in consciousness by falling for all these polarities, these duality concepts, the good side of the polarity, So, very subtle, very tricky, very fascinating, really. But yeah. I guess that's all I have to say on my short little video here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stuck around for the whole thing. Oh, no, that's it. Gonna go now. Gonna go have some coffee and apologize to my dog. All right. You take care now. Thanks for watching, and comments welcome. Your thoughts, and got any good resources on Archons or the Demiurge or this stuff about go to the light, references about don't go to the light? Yeah. Share them in your comments for me and others to check out. Okay? All right. Talk to you later.